beautiful dark morning. The sun's starting to come up, but it's still pretty dark. It's Friday morning, and I just want to take this moment because most people, when they talk about Jesus dying, they talk about him dying on a Friday. And he died on a Wednesday and rose on Saturday night sometime. Here's Friday. So this is the second morning that he spent bound in Sheol. So I'm just going to pick it up where it left off. Matthew 27:45. Now from the 6th hour until the 9th hour, there was darkness over all the land. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? Some of those who stood there when they heard that said, this man is calling for Elijah. Immediately one of them ran and took a sponge, filled it with sour wine, and put it on a reed, and gave it to him to drink. The rest said, let him alone. Let us see if Elijah will come and save him. Jesus, when he cried out again with a loud voice, yielded up his spirit. And behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth quaked, and the rocks were split. And then he died. The Son of Man, the Son of God, died. Murdered. For me and for you. In all of humanity, it's the greatest thing that anybody's ever done. You know, even when you're voluntarily doing something, when it starts to hurt, you tend to change your mind, or if it starts to cause a little suffering, we tend to change our mind. But he didn't change his mind. He kept going all the way to the end. Spent 3 days and 3 nights bound in Sheol. I just think it's so important we see that. We have to see what he did for us, not just this commercialized, Hollywoodized version, but what he really did. It's so amazing what he did. He did it for you, and he did it for me. And John's version even says that they pierced his side to make sure he was dead. Water came out. For God to do that, for me and you, you know, everything leading up to that was just kind of just to make it 1,000 times worse. But the fact that he did that for me and you, I think really has to give us a moment of pause. Loves us so much. He loves you so much. That all that was for you. It's almost like when he rises from the dead after 3 days and 3 nights, it's like a surprise. Like, look what I did for you. Look at this beautiful gift I gave you. So good. I don't really know, you know, kind of talking to myself here out on this boat. I don't really know where y'all stand with your relationship with Jesus, Yahshua. But I know where mine stands. And it's that's what changed everything for me. That moment right there changed everything for me. That he did that for me. There's nobody on this planet I love so much that I'd be willing to give my firstborn child as a sacrifice to. Before I was even born, he did this for me. Before you were born, he did it for you. And he loves you so much that he thought about you by name when he did it. And then he thought about my name when he did it. He thought about you. He thought about you and the things you go through in your life and how important it is for him. And he chose that. Even if you were the only one that was redeemed, if it was only you he was doing it for, he would do it. If it was only me he was doing it for, he would do it. Because he wants us to spend eternity with him. It was worth him to be seized, beaten, ridiculed, mocked, whipped, punched, spat on, and nailed to a cross. It was worth him to do that so that one day you can boldly enter into his holy presence. And that was all it was for, because he doesn't want to be separated from you. That he's willing to do all of this. We have to start seeing him for who he is. He came to do this. You know, everything I've seen in Hollywood, it just made it look like he was on a roll and doing really good, and then he got seized and everything went downhill from there. Once he got seized, everything went uphill from there. Went to the peak. Went to the height of heights. And the moment he breathed his last breath, the enemy, every weapon they had forged against us, just ripped out of their hands. And they don't even have any weapons against us anymore. It's just lies and trying to convince us to do terrible things. That's all they have left. It literally ripped every weapon out of their hands the moment he breathed his last breath. And everybody's saying, you know, if you are God, come down off that cross. He was God. He's like, I'm on this cross because I'm God. For 3 days, bound in Sheol. I just want to take a moment. If he did that just for you, if it was just for you, if everything that we've read and talked about over the last 70 some odd days was just for you, would it change things? If he died just for you, he did all that for you. Because he did it all for you. It wasn't just for you, but it was for you. He thought about you. By name, knows the numbers of the hairs on your head. And he did it voluntarily. For the 6th hour until the 9th hour, there was darkness over all the land. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. This, my God, why have you forsaken me? Some of those who stood there when they heard that said, this man is calling for Elijah. Immediately one of them ran and took a sponge, filled it with sour wine, and put it on a reed and gave it to him to drink. And the rest said, let him alone. Let us see if Elijah comes to save him. Jesus, when he had cried out again with a loud voice, yielded up his spirit. And behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth quaked and the rocks were split. That veil was torn to show mission accomplished. You're no longer separated from him. Hope this video helps. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel, the Patreon, that link is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.